norm, is the normal used one.
First of all,
Whereas prophetical leadership.
let us
Yes,
define what is prophetic leadership. What is prophetic leadership?
Prophetic leadership is the kind of leadership where you are not picked because of qualifications. Our father used an example that even himself, he chooses people.
All right.
Not
Before you
because
go
of,
there, prophetic leadership is a leadership, a visionary, and a predictable outcome. It is a leadership that is visionary and has a predictable outcome. Please say after me. Look at me. Say, prophetic leadership.
Prophetic leadership
Is a leadership that is visionary and has a predictable outcome. In other words, as I can see, a lot of you are confusing. I've asked few people to say, send me notes, which I was teaching. None has sent me like proper notes. And it's good I didn't even speak a lot. It is a leadership that is visionary and has a predictable outcome. And the difference between a contemporary leadership and, before we go to the difference, the similarity between a contemporary leadership and a prophetic leadership, the similarity is that both of them have got a vision. So if you go to Coca-Cola, they have got a vision. If you go to any type of a leadership, they have a vision. The only difference that we have is the predictable outcome. Now, let me say this to you. Okay? They may have expected results, known as goals. You understand? They have goals they want to achieve. But goals are not predictable outcome. So goals are what they want to achieve. So they may be like, we have opened this factory. What are your goals? These are the goals we have, and this is our vision. But predictable outcome is not a goal. It's not just a goal. So there is a vision, yes, but then there is a predictable outcome. And I told you before, a very good example. I can take a pastor who's just a nobody. Like people just think he's a nothing, and I begin to mentor that person. And before you know it, he becomes a great man. And people wonder like, you. It's like others were not seeing the importance of that person. But there was a predictable outcome that was there to say he or she is a great person. So in the leadership, in the prophetic leadership, if you are starting a business, the moment you are scared to say, no, I stopped the business because I thought it would collapse, it means you did not have a predictable outcome. Because in the predictable outcome, you know how it will end before you start it. Am I talking to somebody here? So you know exactly how a matter will end before starting it. Anyway, so we looked at how is this type of a leadership. I gave you points. There are characteristics of this leadership. One, we said this type of a leadership is visionary. Remember? Do you have this in your notes? A very good example. You are not twisted left and right. You have whatsoever you are doing. You are so focused to say, I want to be there. I want to be there. It is visionary. It is visionary. So for a good example, there are people who, I'll give a good example. There are people who are sent in a branch and they come in a branch there. All they're thinking, all they'll be thinking is, I want God to be moving. I want to prophesy to people. I want to prophesy. I want God to be moving. Calm down. Okay? Calm down. Why are we not obsessed like that? Why are we putting leadership? There must be a place you must take that branch to. You must be visionary, because in the prophetic leadership, you see changing, taking something to become something. Oh, am I talking to someone, right? So if I am a very good example, when I came here in Malawi, I'm here in Malawi. I remember there was, may God bless this son. He followed me here, President Peterson. You can ask him. So he came here. He found him in this studio where you are seeing all these screens. I had nobody here helping me. He will tell you, I was sweeping here. I was cutting the timber. This place I'm standing here, with this beautiful place, this is where I'm standing here. I did it. I was working with the people here. I was doing these things. I was sweeping here. It was so dirty. We were putting up things. And so he came, we stood there. There was even DRN, I remember very well. They asked me, they said, Papa, what are you doing? And I said, what? The whole world will begin to watch me. I will be doing services here, and the whole world will be listening. There was nobody at that time. So I was here busy sweeping and cleaning and doing all these things alone. So they kept on asking me, and I said, you will see what will happen. Then I went to another room there. I'm like, this room will be a studio where the choir will be singing from here, and I'll be preaching from. Then I went to the other room there, and I'm like, the whole equipment, the control room will be here. And just looking at me, and people were wondering, what is he doing? There was a vision that I was seeing I want to achieve. Didn't I achieve it? I did it. Now, everybody thought the church is finished. To say, oh, now you're not in South Africa, you are now in. I'm like, don't worry. We are going to have it. Everyone in South Africa will be talking to them like this, but in this room. So in the prophetic leadership, there is what we call, it is visionary. Not just the vision from the contemporary world, where people are also visionary, like Elon Musk is visionary. We do not compare ourselves. Somebody was preaching and he was saying, oh, no, don't be lied to. Success does not come from God. What about Elon Musk? I'm like, how can you compare? How can you compare Elon Musk with someone in the church? The Bible actually clearly says it. It says, some trust in chariots. Take it because I've got chariots. Then he said, but we. I'm not talking to somebody here. But we. So there are two distinct people. There are people who make it in battles because I've got weapons. And there are people who make it in battles because I've got God. So we are completely two different people. You can't compare the success of others with you. Because what they are doing, if you try to do the same thing, you don't make profits, and they're making money. Because you have your own channel of doing things. Am I talking to somebody here, right? We operate from different set of rules.